So we're going to reset the account. Somebody get a timer ready. I'm going to count the timer to start when the actual game, when we actually reset it. I don't know. The game might crash. The game is pretty buggy. It's been crashing a lot on the reset, so we'll see. So I'm going to start it when it gets to the load screen. So 3, 2, 1. All right, we're starting the timer. How quickly can we get through this? That's what we're going for. And most of it's going to be just loading up this screen, but it will give us a good sense of how long it actually takes to get through an actual run. But literally, we're already at like 15 seconds, and that's just been the loading screen. Remember to pull the right banner this time. That is true, yeah. Make sure you pull the regular banner unless you want one of the rate-up characters, because it's 2.5% to pull a 3-star. No, oh, it crashed. Nice. It's 2.5% to pull a 3-star no matter what banner you pull. And if you pull a rate-up banner for characters you don't want, which in this current rate-up banner, I don't want either of the characters, it decreases the chances of you pulling a 3-star you do want. All right, so with the game crashing, this run is already taken about just under a minute. It's going to be a minute and 2 seconds. We've hit a minute, so good first run. We crashed. I honestly, every rerun, the game has crashed so far. Every rerun tonight, the game has crashed. So that is to be expected. I almost would consider it part of the experience at this point. All right, so we're going to be in here, finally, and it's going to tell us we have a new account. It reached #1 on the App Store. Okay, cool. I saw 19 when I looked earlier, but maybe it jumped up when it launched. First time login. All right, we've actually finally got into log into the game. Now, you can use any name here. You can change your name later, so I just like to do something like that. The reason I don't put the second L there is because literally the second L makes it a banned word. You can't type in reroll, but if you type it in with 1 L, it's not a banned word anymore, so I just did that. You can do the pronunciation changes later on, so you have no need to do that. You can also change your name for free later on, so there's no need to like figure out exactly what name you have and get locked up. You can just put some random numbers and then change your name and link your account later. Obviously, I'm playing as a guest, so that it's not linked to like an account somewhere. You can link the account at the end, so once you get the girls that you want, so no need to do that. Make sure you play as a guest. And these you can't actually skip through. This is actually quite irritating that you just sit here and wait, but for the most part, most of this reroll experience is pretty quickly. They have a reroll button that just clears your game data and allows you to reroll right off the bat, so that's nice. But literally, we haven't actually even gotten into the loaded tutorial part of the game, and we are almost at 3 minutes right now. It checks several languages for names. I mean, if you're using, like, Roman characters, though, it probably... I don't know. I mean, maybe there's another Roman character language that... All right, we do have the ability to skip here, so we are going to use that. And now it's time of business, where we can actually make some optimized choices to speed up our game, rather than just wait for the game to load, which has basically been what the first 3.5 minutes of this have been. All right, so they're going to drop us in here. There's really nothing that we have to do here other than play our skills when it tells us and click through the dialogue boxes as quickly as possible. A lot of times I just like spam the button since there's nothing to do here, and it can sometimes speed up. You got to throw this grenade. Just throw them in the middle before so that they all kind of die off that grenade, and that will speed up the mission a little bit quicker. And yeah, just for the most part, you don't need to really use skills. You can just use the skills when you're prompted. And otherwise you're like super over leveled. You can't really lose this mission ever. So, and their basic attacks will do enough damage to get through quickly. The animation for the skills is going to take longer than you really want. So anyway, skip through all the dialogue. It's obviously 2 clicks to skip through the dialogue. Sometimes you got to go through multiple skips too. So just skip through the dialogue. No need to auto through it. No need to click through it. All right, second mission here. Pretty much the same thing as the first one. It's pretty much on auto. They're going to walk where they need to go. You just click through the dialogue boxes, and when you're prompted to use a skill, do so. There we go. Skip through this stuff. So this is the boss, or whatever, the tutorial boss that we are chasing down, so. Time to start min-maxing. Yeah, basically, we're starting to min-max the rerun, at least. But we are at over 5 minutes here so far. So, okay, so we have this here, and then we'll have the tank boss, I believe, is after this, which we can use the... Oh, no, not this time. We have to skip through more dialogue first. There's the tank boss. Okay. I like that at least the skip is not too bad. There's the snipe. So this is actually kind of important to aim it right, because the snipe does a lot of damage and will make this tank die quicker. Also, if you have like... you can start using skills like her skills, the grenade, that can actually help kill it quicker. On the tank, using the skills aren't too bad because it will help kill it a little bit quicker. And the animations aren't as big on those two skills, but not necessary to use the skills, but it probably saves half a second probably in the end. All right, just click through the stuff. Remember the continue is at the bottom right corner if you want to like move your mouse or your thumb over there, depending if you're playing on emulator or if you're playing on phone. Skip. Yep, you can skip through this stuff. Kind of interesting, like we skip all the time, but all right, so we get our first 10 pull here. So they're gonna give us our 10 pull right when we get in here, which is actually really nice. I really appreciate it. They're gonna give us a 3-star guaranteed on this 10 pull here. So that's kind of nice. You got to wait for that signature to come, which is a little bit slow. We're aiming for 2 3-stars would be great, but 1 3-star of something specific that you want is fantastic. We're gonna get 40 pulls before we actually get the reset. And oh well then, we got Shun, so that's one of the 2 3-stars that I've actually wanted and been re-pulling for. She's really pretty good for PvP, so maybe this will be the rerolls. The one that I actually do for YouTube might actually be the reroll that matters. So here we're going to go into the 1-1 missions. You have to do the 1-1 missions. It's just going to like teach you how to actually play the game. You don't really need to do too much. Just make sure that you auto set up your setup here so that you get more DPS, confirm, and whatever it does, that's fine. And then we just begin the mission and move in. Let's see if we can get this quickly. 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes now. We're coming in on 8 minutes. We've done 1 of the 4 10 pulls that were afforded before, you know, there's a huge time gap between the next 10 pull. You can potentially go up to 50 pulls, but that takes significantly more time. And then, you know, 60 plus pulls, it's going to take a lot more time and potentially money. So this is the one. I really hope it is the one. Like I said, we got 1 of the 2 3-stars. So if we can pull, in the next 30 pulls, we can pull a Hibiki and another 3-star. I'll be happy. You're looking for, in the 40 pulls, you're probably going to average around 2 3-stars in the 40 pulls. So you're looking on an account that you end up keeping to have at least 3 usually, unless you of course like pull your 2 favorite 3-stars, and then maybe it's just worth it to do that. But usually, typically, especially if you're a collector, you're gonna want to reroll until you get 3, and it's actually very possible to get 4. I've seen people do it. So if you're someone that's willing to reroll for like 8 hours, you could probably get 4. Yep. So we're just clearing off the boss fight here, and then this should be the last fight that we actually have to do in this tutorial. We're still gonna have to do a lot of other clicking through things and skipping dialogue boxes to get to our extra 3 sets of pulls, but for the most part, We're going to be in good shape. Lucky Tiger said that he got 4 3-stars in his 6th reset. So yeah, it's pretty possible to get 4 3-stars if you're a collector. If you're somebody who wants a specific 3-star, you might have to settle for 3, but 2 is like the average. So anything particularly like if you get only 1 3-star, that's totally a reset, no question. All right, we finished this, so that's nice. Now we can go to some of the dialogue boxes. And just collecting rewards. It'll take us to the lobby. A lot of it is just load screens. Really, honestly, a lot of the time sitting here for this minute video, this is our daily attendance. You just click through it because you got to. There's nothing important there. So it's going to go to the Momo talk. This will give you rewards, and you'll eventually want to do it. However, in part of the re-rolling, it doesn't give you any extra 10 pulls. So we don't need it. We can just X out of it after you do that first message, and then you can go to your mail, and you can collect all the beginner rewards, which will give you the other 30 pulls that you need. So now that we're out of here, it is going to force you into the student section page to collect this 2-star. So you are going to have to do this collection here. So once you exchange her, it'll give you kind of a free moment before the next a whole bunch of text boxes. Very important here. You want to hit the home screen. That way you'll skip a lot of text boxes. And you can, at this point, it will tell you to bind your account. You most definitely do not want to bind your account. Just click off of it. It won't force you to do that. Once you click off of it, you're in another free screen here. Don't click anywhere else, otherwise you'll get back into the tutorial. Make sure you go to Recruit, and now you have the chance to pull your other 30 pulls. And this is going to be basically the last 30 pulls that you have. And then you can reset or not, depending on, or you can reset or bind your account depending on what you pull here. So let's see what we got here. We're looking for literally no 3-stars. So this is a pretty garbage 10 pull, but we could potentially get some of the 2-stars are actually pretty good. None of the 2-stars I got here are that good, but we'll just recruit again and try to make this as quickly as possible. I'm doing the rate up one. I am doing the rate up one. That is actually really silly. All right, so for those of you who wanted me to scuff this, you got what you wanted. I did do the rate up one. And another one with no 3-stars. That's pretty brutal, actually. Okay. This is probably going to be a rerun account then, unless I pull 2 3-stars in the next banner. And just to confirm what my chat told me, I'm doing the rate up one, which is the one I don't want, which has the rate up for 2 characters I don't care about. So what I want to do is I want to go to regular. So it will default you to the rate up one. You want to go to regular and you want to pull that. So don't make the mistake I did. And if you do, just reroll. That's fine. Yeah, specific drop rates are very hype. For those of you who aren't aware, they have specific drop rates, and it's something that all gacha games should do. It's just kind of like the ethical thing to do. We literally pulled no extra 3-stars. So despite getting Shun and being really hype right off the bat, we only get 1 3-star here. We're obviously going to re-roll until we get 3 or 4. So that ends that progress. So what you have to do here before you get trapped into doing other stuff, there's not really any good way to do any more 10 pulls. So you have to have, 1,200 to get another 10 pull. There's no reason to do single pulls. You actually, if you do the math on the rate info, you get less 2-stars over time if you do that. So on the account that you end up finishing, you don't want to do that. So at this point, I re-roll. So it's pretty easy. You go to your account button and you click the reset account, and then you just have to type in the blue archive. And this is basically where we started. And I mean, I was going a little bit slower to explain things, but that took us about 13 to 14 minutes, about 14 minutes to get that all done for a reroll. So you can very easily, oh, there it crashed again, just like at the beginning, very easily get a reroll done. You can get 4 done in an hour, no question. So, you can get like 30, if you want to spend like the better half of your weekend, like 8 hours doing it, you can easily get 30 rerolls in. And yeah, so there you go. That's the process of the reroll.